Okay, hello, YouTube coin community. It's me, Robert, with Cointalk. How you doing, Ronald Harris? Freaking awesome. Good to see you. Okay, everybody, we got a discussion that we're going to have with Blue Moon B. She's talking about some research she wanted to talk about. So it's like, okay, we can do that. And I don't know, she wants to discuss something with Brad. I'm not certain exactly what it is, but we're going to find out how it, huh? Robert said we're live. Why? I'm showing on my computer here. Okay, guys, are we live in there? Yeah. Okay, Ford now says we're live. Okay, either way, I'll go over one more time. Hello, Ronald Harris. Freaking awesome. Florida Lena. Hello, Karen Pepper, and everybody else. We got a discussion today. Blue Moon B did some research, and she wants to have a discussion with Brad. I'm not certain what that's all about, but we're going to talk about that. We may do a little bit of discussion about the cherry pickers guide. So yeah, I'm not late, Ronald. Where you been? Okay, either way, here we go. We're going to take Brad. Give us the latest news and pricing of gold and silver.
Hello. Not much news today, really. There's a limited number of coin shows coming up on the 24th and 25th. Columbia, Missouri, the Columbia Coin and Currency Show. On the 25th only, Trevios Coin Show in Trevios, Pennsylvania. The Ohio Coin and Collectible Show in Westlake, Ohio. Palm Beach Coin Show, Green Acres, Florida. The Old Bridge Coin and Currency and Collectible Show in Old Bridge, New Jersey on September the 1st. Decatur Coin Show, Decatur, Indiana. Garden State Coin Show, Parsippany, New Jersey. The South Jersey Coin Show in Lindenwold, New Jersey. The Gold Coast Coin Show in Hollywood, Florida. And the Greensburg Coin Club Show in Irwin, Pennsylvania. That's all that was on the schedule today. Gold, just before I came on the air, was $24.82, down $30 today. Silver, $28.93, down 63 cents. And platinum, $9.46, down $20. So with all of that, I'm in a down mood too. Back to you, Robert.
Okay, well, Brad, right now, we're going to have it just me and you for a minute because Blue Moon B is supposed to be here. So is Nick. I don't see neither one of them. So just like a female, there's going to be a little late. Hello, Alexandria. How are you today? So, yeah, that ought to be fun, the way that comment just went over. Get a little bit of excitement happening. I'm just trying to get my foot in my mouth, Brad, just like you do every now and then.
Yeah.
About that. You can actually take your leg off and put your foot in your mouth.
Yeah, I know. Awesome. Glad to hear you're doing good. Guys, don't forget, if you have any questions, feel free to ask us right now. What? Oh, yeah, go ahead and throw that up there real quick. There you go, guys. Don't forget, next Thursday, we're going to have TAC here. And so tell your family and friends. Bring everybody. Share it on social media that we're going to have TAC. There's going to be some well, we don't know who all is going to be there, do we yet, Brad, right?
Well, I know Allie's going to be there. She's in charge of customer service. And I would think that we might be able to pull a couple of other people in here and there to answer some questions and let you get a look at them.
Okay, good. Yeah, I mean, I definitely am going to have a few questions. So, yeah, I don't know where Nick is, guys. I just see Blue Moon B's finally getting situated again. She was supposed to be here 5 minutes ago, but what the heck? About time you show up. Glad
Hey,
you
Blue, how was your blunt?
How was my what?
Your blunt.
Oh, stop it. To not have a blunt. It's ridiculous.
She's not in California. She's in Oregon.
I'm 58.
Oh, there's a big difference.
I'm 58 years old, Brad. I'm
and
not
at that age, you should start smoking to make your joints feel better.
I don't need it.
Okay.
Okay.
I've had so many, you know what? I'll be honest, Brad. You know, I've had a lot of people saying because of my situation, losing my leg, like, you ought to try cannabis. You ought to try that. Like, why? I mean, what? Am I going to... I don't get it, but...
I'm high on life, baby.
There you go. That's the way I feel, Brad. I'm high enough on life, just having a good time. Like, shit, I ain't
If
going
I
to
need to
ruin
pick me up, I grab something numismatic.
it. Well, there you go. Hello, Wisdom Quotes. What's the topic today? Well,
Right.
hello to you. There you go. Let's see. Hey, will they grade my stuff that was sent back ungraded? Huh?
Well, if it was sent back once ungraded, it might not be a good idea to send it again.
Yeah, in
Oh,
fact,
Ronald's taken up for you, Blue.
Good. Somebody is. Thank you, Ronald.
Okay, Ronald's coming back, CAC. If it didn't grade at another service, I can almost guarantee you it won't grade at CAC because CAC is actually tighter and more difficult than the other services. So I think going the other way, if you get something back from CAC that didn't grade, it might grade at one of the other two. But going the other direction, I would seriously doubt it.
freaking awesome. Are you out there in the chat? I know you was there a little earlier. Just wondering. I had a question for it. Well, not a question, statement, but I don't know where Nick is, everybody, just so you know. And Wisdom Quotes, do you have a topic you'd like to discuss? Feel free to mention it. We'll be happy to listen.
There it is.
Hi.
Hello. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good. Okay.
Alexandria says, I am
Alexandria has a
moving.
question. Nick, can you answer that for her?
Is that a joke?
No.
How do you tell if a coin's counterfeit?
Oh, well, I saw it at the end note.
Oh, no,
I believe it was
or
supposed to be
not.
typo error, not.
It was a spell check error, but go ahead.
I just look at the coin and I know. By studying the coin first, I study the coins and see if there's any discrepancies from what it should look like.
That's
There
a
you
great place
go.
to start. There's also other ways of helping yourself out. There are machines out there that'll test gold and silver to tell you if it's the right composition or
Not
not.
everybody has a machine, Brad.
I'm just kind of covering bases here, Nick.
Because
You can go into your local dealer and ask them, but that's assuming that your local dealer has enough knowledge. On the very back end of it, you can send it to any of the grading services and pay a fee to have them tell you. But the first thing that I would tell you is ask around to other knowledgeable collectors and dealers in your area and get some opinions first before you spend money. So but Nick's advice was actually spot on. It's not so much in knowing what a counterfeit looks like, but in knowing what the real thing looks like. And then when you find discrepancies, pimples on the surface of the coin, rough surfaces from maybe indicating a cast, or die cracks that go nowhere, coins that don't ring properly. There's plenty of things to try to determine. And it's not something as a new collector you're going to learn overnight. So go into your local shops and ask questions and ask them if they have any counterfeit coins there they can show you and show you the differences. So that's another thing that you can do is just ask around from there.
well, I'd like to know what kind of coins that they want to start collecting, because I mean, I think that reading books and studying as much as you can before you even get started was very helpful to me.
That's great also, but sometimes you need to start before you read the book because you don't really know where you want to start. So you could be reading a book on walking Liberty halves and decide that Morgan dollars are going to be.
Well, there's a great book.
Yes. Look at that.
Very nice.
Close up. There we go. Whitman Guide to Coin Collecting. There we go. An introduction.
This was the first book I read.
Mine was Fun with Dick and Jane.
Huh?
My first book was Fun with Dick and Jane.
This was the first book that I read for my introduction to coin collecting, but then I had a lot of coins too that I wanted to start going through, but this was where I started.
But again, you had coins and then bought the book.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Buying a book like that early in your career will really help. Yes, Daryl, weighing the coin is very important, but many of the counterfeit gold coins out there weigh correctly. So that's not
the ASEs. They weigh correctly now too. They're getting so good at and silver plating it that it's even hard to determine if it's a fake.
Yeah,
I think we discussed that some of the counterfeiters are actually using approximately a quarter of an ounce of silver to even get past the Sigma machine, and but that's tough.
And
by the way, real quick, let me say, Sierra Hippie, I assume you're referencing the 1879 Carson City Morgan dollar. If you would just state your question, because I believe that's what you're asking about. But he's asking, can you explain the Carson City cap die? Why is it called capped? Brad, you want that one?
Brad.
He's on the phone.
Oh.
Brad, you're muted.
I unmuted me.
Okay,
I
good
did.
job.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know why they ended up calling it capped. They could have just called it, not so nice. CC. Somebody just pulled it out of the air, I think. But it's just there's a lot of die roughness around the MINTMARK area. So
I would almost call it a rusted die.
Yeah, that might have been better, but again, I think they were just looking for something short to stick on the.
Can we change the topic for today?
Could we? Is that what you said?
I thought it was supposed to be Robert's journey into the Cherry Picker's Guide dedication.
B took and said she had pressing research she wanted to do, and she had to talk with Brad about chewing his ass out.
Well, may I show you something real quick, if you don't mind?
Sure.
Okay. Well, this is a book that has yet to be written, but my dedication page is
Brad. Yeah.
Nice. Very nice, Nick. Right on.
Let me take my first page off because you really can't see it. So this is my dedication page.
Good girl.
I love it.
And this is Brad.
You was getting ready to show enough something to say, please be Brad. Please be Brad.
So Brad, yes. Now you can say there has been a book dedicated to you.
Oh, he's crying.
Oh,
he's crying, everybody.
Yep. And then so my book is going to be Nick's Coins by Nick's Coins. So.
Oh, Brad. Oh.
And you even look, Brad, you got your picture in there as well. And look, even you have 2 pages dedicated to you. 2. Because look, I had to do this.
I'm going to start crying. Knock it off.
2 pages. So,
nice.
There.
Oh,
now when we're talking about Robert.
That's so nice, Nick.
Yes, I figured he needed, some recognition. So there you go, Brad.
I needed a pick me up today, and there's no alcohol here, so that was very nice, Nick. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That got me crying.
I know, right on.
I know now, but
I'm laughing, crying there, B.
I know, and you know how easy I cry. It's ridiculous.
Well, I know, but I just cried from laughing so much.
Blue's like,
I'll let you all know when the book is published, and you guys can buy it. I just got to figure out the rest of the pages and chapters.
Okay. Sierra Hippie, yeah, I agree. Rusty Die. I can tell you now, I will talk with. I happen to know I know 2 of the people that input on the damn variety page, And I'm going to actually ask both of them. One will be Larry Briggs, the other will be Brian Rains. Both of them have a lot of input on the Morgan Dollar series, and I'm going to talk to them about it, find out if it was potentially just misqualified, I guess, or misstated at the beginning. I don't know, because that was a good question. I actually have wondered that myself, Sierra Hippie. It's like, why did you guys call this a cat die? Because it didn't make no sense to me, but I've never looked into it, so I just did. So there you go.
Can you guys tell me who's in the chat? Because my chat is not working right. All I see is me.
You haven't set on private probably instead of comments.
Probably something's
Go-
set wrong. Let
Go
me
over
see it.
go over to comments.
To
I'm sorry,
comments.
Well,
I'm
we
still-
have Frank, Sierra Hippie, Daryl. We have Frank and
It's
Amanda.
not working. I mean, even in participants,
We
it's
have
not.
Silver Man,
Hello, Silverman 92.
Ronald Harrison. I think I just said Daryl USA.
I got a question. Silverman 92, was you born in 1992? Just asking.
And then we have Alexandra and John,
Amanda Willie Wiley.
Mike.
I like Wiley better. I'm gonna start calling her Amanda Wiley. That's my daughter. Like Wiley Coyote.
And we have, let me see, did I say Ronald and John and Brad? But we don't recognize him. Oh, we only recognize him in my book.
That was awful sweet of you. I still love it.
And Herman, hi.
Oh, Herman?
I thought Brad was deserving
Herman or Quiz? That's cool.
for, today.
Oh, okay. Gotcha, Silverman 92. I was old Bella. Okay.
Did you read the private chat, B?
Yeah, I see it. So I have to restart what?
I'm assuming your computer.
Just restart your whole.
Oh my
So
god!
you'll come back out and come back in.
No, just leave the
I can leave it off for right now because it'd be better. I have all the tabs open that I planned to discuss.
Oh, yep.
So I can just do without the chat right now.
You can't do that.
Okay, B. What are you looking to?
And I also want to apologize, Brad, for the whole. Oh, are you going to answer the phone? Okay, for the whole thing with the weight and touching it and all that, because I did all the research.
All right.
Yeah, I did all the research on it for the weights.
So finding out how to use a scale. Like
well, not just use a scale, how to calibrate it.
Oh, good.
Okay. So here.
Go get yourself a triple beam balance. It's easier.
I used to have one. I don't want one. Can you
guys back in the old days.
Can you guys see me and hear
back
me?
In the cocaine days, right?
Yes, we can see and hear you very well.
Okay. So what I wanted to talk about is touching the weight, like Brad was talking about. Okay. So you're not supposed to touch it with your bare hands, just like Brad said. Now, Brad, I had just opened that weight. So that's the first time I touched it. It's not a really big deal. What you said is I ruined it, but I didn't. No one else had touched it. I wiped it off with a nice cloth, put it back in the baggie. I've been good ever since. But yeah, I wanted to talk about that. You're not supposed to touch it with your bare hands. Okay. And where is it? It says keep your weights clean and handled properly. Okay. For example, they should never be handled without gloves or tweezers. You can get bare fingerprints and that produce oils and would add weight. So Brad was right. Or even corrode the weight over time. Dirt, dust, and lint are risks as well as should be avoided at all costs. Okay, so if you do it, you're supposed to take a nice cloth, wipe it off or use a soft brush. No soap, no cleaner. Okay. And then now, Brad, I do want to discuss something about using something besides a weight to calibrate it. Okay. Because I did find that. Okay. So it says using an object from a calibrated scale, you can use a known as accurately calibrated. You can use to help calibrate another scale if weights are not available. To compare the scales, you should place an object on the calibrated scale and record the exact weight. Then place the same object on the uncalibrated scale to ensure it produces the same weight reading. The object works as a temporary substitution for calibration weights. Now, remember when I told you I used salt? I literally took it from one scale to the next. So it's all I could do when I didn't have the 500 gram, calibration weight, which I do now. And they're like $10 to $20 if anybody wants to buy one. So that's what I did with that as far as the scale goes. So I just wanted to let Brad know. That's what I did. And it worked fine. Now, Robert, let me know when you want me to do the thing about the Romanian coin, because I was very interested in that. That was very interesting. And I don't even know if I have all the right information, Robert, because there's no 5 Banny, there's a 50 Banny for that year.
Okay. Well, we'll do it here in a little bit if we don't get
Okay. But that's all I had to say about weights. And now, Brad, it's in a plastic bag. Yay. And I'm not touching it with my bare hands. Just be nice to me. You didn't have to be so mean last week.
He was mean last week too.
When he said, he goes, "Oh, you ruined your weight. You ruined it." I did not ruin it.
You know better than that to listen to him. You should just ignore him like I do.
It upsets me, Brad. Was there a fly in there?
I heard something buzzing in my ear. It was just Nick.
Well, now that he has a book dedicated to him now, he might not be so salty and so mean.
Okay. Sounds good.
And we should get him a poster like Robert has in the back. Right there with his dedication page.
There you go, Nick. Go for it. I agree.
Well,
We
I
need
think
to get that together.
I think I can send the picture to Brad, or he could find that picture on his website, the Mr. Rogers picture, and he could do it himself for me.
Where's your sweater? And you have to change your tennis shoes.
Oh my gosh.
Hold it. Where's my sweater? It's
Mr. Rogers wore a sweater.
It's August.
Well, yes, this one, the picture that he has, is so Mr. Rogers sweater. I know it's hard to see. Go to his website and look at it because it has not been updated yet. And I hope he took that red sweater and he threw it away.
Oh, no, I still have it. It's my favorite sweater.
Yeah, it's a little bit. Oh, there you go. Is it too dark?
Okay. That's too dark.
But anyway, just go to his website and you'll see it.
There you go, Brad.
And I would really encourage you to throw that sweater away. Burn it.
My favorite sweater. It's cardinal red.
Well, you can get another red sweater, I'm sure.
Go Coleraine Cardinals.
Oh, and then look what Bee sent me too. I forgot to show you guys.
Bee sent you clothing?
She did. Look what she made. It's a tank top.
We'll put it on a tank.
Well, I was gonna wear it, but then I thought, that I didn't show you all my muscles on.
It's the very first one I ever made.
I like it. I've worn it.
I always send stuff to people that
Robert, you having the same thought I am right now?
I just do it. That's what I like to do. It helps me with stress.
Well, I appreciate it, Bee. It was very nice.
You're welcome. There you go. Good job.
That's funny.
But the
it's
red
almost
sweater
like a
goes
resume.
So well, it goes so well with the pink shirt that I have.
Oh my gosh. You should have. Oh my word. I didn't really see the pink.
Come on, color coordinate.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
I think it looks really good, Brad.
Pink and red.
You like salmon?
I like that better than I do pink. I mean, I'm sorry, my dad. I was brought up with my dad saying, when men wear pink.
You don't know what to think.
It's kind of
Yeah.
preppy. If
Okay,
they wear
Robert
a
Bruce,
button-down collar, it's preppy.
Hey.
Oh, great! Now we
What-
finally have a numismatic question.
we have a numismatic question, but I would say 99.9999999% of them should not be graded.
Yeah.
You have to get a 70 grade back probably to make it worthwhile. And the chances of that are somewhere between slim and none.
So, can I just tell you what I would do if I was trying to
What
see?
would you do, Nick?
I would first go to my red book to see what kind of a grade I would have to make sure to see if it would be worth it for me.
I'm not sure the red book's going to help you there, Nick.
Why wouldn't it?
Red book doesn't price super grade coins.
It doesn't go up to what?
I think just probably 65.
MS 64. Yeah, MS 64.
But,
Yeah.
but still, I mean, I can still determine whether or not it's something that's going to be worth my time to go research.
There are some condition rarities on the newer coins that the only way you can tell is by going to PCGS and looking at the populations and their price guide. And keep in mind that their price guide on super grade coins is generally a little high. So there,
Yeah.
MS
Looks
MS
like
68 red. Okay.
a 67 would be the break point where I would suggest you could get it graded at a 67. And of course, the 68, yeah, but a 67 would be the break point. Below that, a 66, 65, you'd be losing money.
And a 67 to the average person is going to look like the best coin they've ever seen in their life. Yeah. So a 59D cent would have to be so special to be worth grading.
I agree.
Karen wrote in, PCGS will tell you, no, they really won't. They will not offer an opinion
No,
because they want you to send it in and spend the money.
Yeah, they'd be more than happy to take your money. Hello, Adam Jam.
I've been at coin shows before where people sitting next to me are submitting coins they think are one thing, and they're definitely not, because there's no known coin in collectors' hands like that. And PCGS knows that, but they won't tell them because they want their $35 grading fee.
Back in the day, if you remember, Brad, and I know you do, ANAX used to take and set up at shows, and they would give you a verbal grade, but they had graders at the show, and they'd give you a verbal grade. They said they're not guaranteed, plus or minus one. But I used to go up when they were in Columbus, and I would get a verbal grade on a lot of coins and make a decision whether I wanted to get them graded or not at that point. Some I came back with. Some
Sure.
I left there and they graded them.
I think it's only fair that if you absolutely know that the person submitting the coins is on the drug called the internet and has gotten bad information, and they're getting ready to spend hundreds of dollars on coins that are worth 10 cents, that you could politely tell them that you don't think it's a good idea for them to submit them. I just had a person in here earlier, right before we came on, and he's been in this. He said, "This is my third trip in." Okay. So he has a 1988 Lincoln cent that's worth $750,000. And I said, "No, you don't." And so he wants to send to get it graded and other coins. And I said, "Look, we've tried to tell you as a company that you're going to be wasting your money, that it's just not out there. You're not going to get rich through pocket change."
Yes, freaking awesome. This is black coffee, and it's so strong it will grow hair on your chest. That's the only way I drink it. Strong black coffee.
I can't.
I'm waiting for it. That's all I gotta say.
I guess it's a French thing because that's how they. Yes, it's very strong coffee.
Her dad must have said that. That's what my dad used to say. It'll put
My
hair
dad
on
said
your
that.
chest.
Yeah. My dad, that's what he said, that he wants to make sure it grows hair on your chest. That it's that strong. Yep. Thank you, B. Yes.
My dad said it too. He used to call me Miss America when I was little. Here comes Miss America. You know, in the morning when I first woke up, he was so mean.
Well,
How
that
is
was
that
he calling
mean?
Miss America.
He was encouraging you.
Oh,
You can be whatever you want to be, B.
it was
So we spoke about
funny.
this, I think, last week about the misinformation on YouTube videos. And yes,
Yes. So
I
that's
hate clickbait.
what he was
Hate it.
buying into. I finally told him, I said, look, we can't help you. I'm not going to take your money. I'm not going to disappoint you. But if you still believe that that's what you have, you should email the people that you're getting that bad information from.
Yeah.
I don't know. He just didn't quite get it. Ronald can't stand coffee. Yuck. Okay. I had my craft this
clickbait.
morning.
They are clickbait, Robert Bruce. They're clickbait. And they title them that way on purpose.
And you
So
know
that
what?
you
That
click on it.
ticks me off more than I will
Because
not
all
watch another
you have to
video.
do is get a click,
clickbait.
Nick. You know what I mean? Just one click. They don't even have to watch the whole video.
I don't do that anymore. I won't click on them anymore because
Yeah.
I'm not going to give them the like or the view. I got a $45. No, what? 1949? What?
For a cent.
Oh,
That's really great. You know, I would take $45 for any 1949 cent I had. And that would be, you know.
That is true. They close at 3:00.
You guys read Adams.
And
Yeah.
does the Mint have an obligation to discontinue offer for sale so-called premium products or try to sell them after the date? I think after a certain point they destroy them. I'm not sure. But
that's what I've heard. But
most of the things I think they are doing now are limited editions, and I don't think they make the whole mintage at first. They wait and see how many orders they get, and then kind
how
of
many
make up at
pre-sales
the
they
end.
get first? They like to see how
Yeah,
many.
they don't want to have leftover stuff, and they're not going to then sell it at a discount. That would express.
That's why they try to get you on their subscription
Right.
now, so that way, and they give you a limit on how many you can purchase. And a lot of times lately, it's gone to remind me status. They have been selling out on the subscription.
Yeah. Hey, Sticks for Fire. What is the new
get your
dime
card
design
number too,
concept? I
Nick.
don't know what it is.
Well, aren't they supposed to change what? What are they supposed to change in 2026? Is it just the halves?
Yes, it is.
I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
Why don't you know, Nick? You're the one that works with a senator or something. You should know quicker than all of us.
Because the U.S. Mint, the federal
Yeah.
government, that has nothing to do with U.S. Mint until they actually have to ask them a question if they can have something minted or not.
Okay, Sticks for
they have
Fire.
no
New
say.
obverse. New obverse. Is it a new obverse of Roosevelt, or is it?
There's a committee. There should be a
They
committee
should be
that does
committed.
it.
Yes, you're right.
But the federal government really has no say when it comes to the U.S. Mint.
Yeah, it's the Treasury. The Treasury.
Or
You
the
should know
CC,
that.
the CCCCCACC or something. Has,
Well, they have to go to Congress and ask them
Yeah.
stuff at a time or two. but-
Exactly.
I mean,
They have to go to Congress
I'm not sure the roles for combat. I mean, we do
for the money.
price. So that's for usually
Yeah.
Well, no, they're this Mint is self-sufficient. They don't.
we're especially traveling.
Depends on how many they make.
They're supposed to be, Nick.
They're
You're right.
supposed to be.
They're supposed to be. She's right.
But in my opinion, they're not, or we wouldn't have some of the changes that we've seen because they've went against everything that.
Well, I think they're making enough money because if you go look at see how much they have made on each particular series that they've minted, they're making a lot of money. But maybe they're spending more than they're bringing in. I don't know, but they're supposed to be self-sufficient.
No, you're right. They're supposed to be. That was started back when the first Congress, I think they settled, or maybe it was the third Congress when they settled that. I can't remember.
Robert Bruce, yes. 1959 is the first year that they went to the memorial on the rivers, or reverse. Spell check, gotcha. Spell check got you twice.
Yeah,
So in 2026, the 250th anniversary, the Mint will have some new designs on the quarters, the dollar coin, and
But is that only going to be for the whatever the Quincy?
I believe it's only going to be a change for the
Quincy
2026.
Centennial or whatever it is.
Yes. So it'll only be for that year.
So it's going to be just like the bicentennial. We're going to have new coins for a year or
For a
two.
year.
Or two in the bicentennial. Nick, did you know that? We had new designs for 2 years for the bicentennial. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Look,
Enlighten.
do you have your
They
red book
started
handy?
in 75.
Do you have
I
your red
don't.
book?
It's upstairs. So we
I think it was 75.
Well, okay, Nick.
next vegan.
Go out and find me a 1975 quarter then, okay?
But you can't. But
Oh.
that's when they started minting them, though, didn't they?
Right. They made the bicentennial quarters, halves, and dollars for 2 years. Correct.
Bing bong.
So this isn't anything new then.
No.
So I mean, one stupid design change they're going to do is on the penny, and they're just going to put 1776 and then put the year 2026. That's the only change they're going to make on the penny.
Okay. They could make a big change with the cent. They could make a big change with the cent.
And put.
Make it invisible.
Oh, we've already had this conversation.
Here we go again.
Here we go.
Here we go again.
You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to do research and see how doing away with the penny, what it did for Canada.
Okay.
Good job.
Good. Oh,
job, 'cause I don't wanna
Canada.
I mean,
I'm
that's
not
the only,
happy
all
So
we can do
much
is look.
from you.
All we can do is
You
kind of see what
are
it's done
so
for their
smart
economy.
and we are as dumb as what?
Yeah.
They're also going to do a date range on the 5 cent and
Good.
They do. They just need
That would be
generic
lovely.
really big.
pre-33 gold coins are cheap.
You got it, buddy.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are. In comparison to their spot price of gold, they are.
So are you suggesting? So is any? I would like to ask the panel: is anybody buying gold right now, or are they holding off? Now I'm not talking about pre-33. I'm talking about just gold.
I sold 18 ounces to a customer the other day.
Jeez. Okay.
So
Robert,
there are
'cause, I mean,
people that
gold
are
has been
still,
high.
there are people still buying it because they still think that the dollar is in trouble.
You don't think it is?
No,
Why?
not the kind of trouble that some people think it is.
So you suggesting that person shouldn't have bought that much gold? I mean,
No.
you're giving me mixed signals here again. Say what you mean and mean what
I
you
like
say.
mixed signals. Should you buy gold now at the highest price gold's ever been in the history of the world? Maybe, maybe not.
What if you're
But-
getting it right at spot, or like maybe a couple of dollars below spot?
What if you can't take? I was watching Nick, just so you know, Yankee,
Mm-hmm.
and Tim was talking, and he brought up a good point. No, strike that, Ralphie Fiber, I think Fiber from over in Jerusalem. He was talking, and like he said, once you cannot buy gold with your fiat currency anymore, it's gone. That means that money has collapsed. So I personally think that cost average.
Yeah, see, I do too as well. So I found somebody in town that's selling their gold, and he bought it when it was $300 an ounce.
British large pennies, 50 cents each. There you go. Well, now why are you not selling them for a penny each?
Well,
I mean,
they're big.
well, okay, but still, they're only got a face value of 1 cent. I mean, you're wanting to get rid of the penny because it costs so much, so get rid of those for half a cent.
Talk
Tell
about
me,
inflation. My gosh, Brad. He's
Yeah,
raised
Okay.
really, I agree. 50
goodness.
cents.
All right.
Inflation.
Hold on, everybody. Now, I'm going to give you just another couple seconds here for anybody to tell me why I like this so much.
Because the
they're a
box you
penny.
can put them in and you don't have to put them on the counter.
I put them out on the counter where people can play with them and do whatever. But why is that so cute? Frank Mons, yes. Now those are pennies. You're right. But why was that deal so cute? Why should it make you chuckle, Nick?
I
You
don't
should be
know.
chuckling like old Saint Nick right now.
I don't know, Brad. Why don't you tell us? The suspense is
Well, let's
killing
see.
me.
Well, let's see if anybody at home gets it. See, somebody at home might. Robert, oh, there,
That's okay.
flipping
While
around.
we're waiting for that, Amanda Wiley, are you out there? I got a question for you if you're out there. There, okay. I just thought I'd throw that in there because of what we were talking about earlier. I was just thinking every flipping day it's a national blah day, whatever it is. And my daughter, she's been getting some information from somebody, and they're constantly like, what was it? One day was National Potato Day. The next day was National something or other day. And I'm like, the Mint, they must be on that damn list because they're coming out with a new national commemorative something every day, it seems like.
Nobody at home's gotten it either.
Because of the guy that's on there, I don't know. Who's the dude?
Robert Bruce, I bought when it was like
It's William Penn.
$5
William
an
Penn?
ounce.
Is that William,
William
Penn, Brad?
Penn.
What
Yeah.
can you read, B?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
What else do you want to know?
He was
So
a Royal Navy. And he was in the Royal Navy.
Where's the
Where was
cigars
William
that came
Penn
in the
from?
box?
those are long gone. No, they're not fakes, Ronald Harris. They're real British large pennies from the 60s and 50s. And
Was he an English writer, religious thinker, and a Quaker?
He was a Quaker. I know that. I'm pretty sure he's a Quaker.
has anybody heard of Pennsylvania?
Well, then obviously he founded Pennsylvania or something because his last name is Penn.
William Penn had the first charter for Pennsylvania, and he did such a terrible job that the king took it back from him. And Ben Franklin was in England and went to see the king and said, "Look, I understand you don't like the way Mr. Penn was running things. If you give me that charter, I can do a much better job." And the king said, "Who is this rube? Get him out of here," and threw Franklin out. And that's why Franklin became a revolutionary instead of a Tory. But anyway, William Penn and British large sense.
What king? What was the king's name?
George.
Charles II. King Charles II. You're welcome.
Charles is the French or Spanish king.
Well, we're not talking about the
King
Spanish.
George. King George.
Well, wasn't he
Crazy
British?
King George, the one that we got away from in the Revolutionary War.
Okay, I'm just gonna
Fifth.
King George.
Okay, Robert Bruce would like to know where he can buy one of them red books from, Brad.
I'm sorry, what's that?
Whitman
Where is this?
Publishing. Whitman.
Did I miss something?
You can get one at the Amazon or any bookstores that you have near you.
Or I'll sell you one.
Yeah.
Remember, Brad has a lot of inflation on his book.
He sold me this one. Brad sold me this one. This is the blue book.
He did. So what do you suggest? Do you like the blue or the red better? And don't be sarcastic. I'm asking what.
Well,
do you need both?
You have to define what information do you want, Nick?
I don't know. I've really never looked at the blue book.
The blue book is wholesale values.
The
red book are retail values.
Oh, okay. I didn't know
Oh.
that. Yep.
The red book also has more
Inf-
background
Information.
information and other information that'll help you more. So I'll think
Features
there
the
we go.
third. Right on.
Thank you, Coin Op. Nick.
I thought it was the 5th. I was
I
close.
was
Third.
reading it was, I read it was let me see. I read it
Okay.
was the
I
second.
will tell you what. Anybody who how much are red books, Dave? Oh, no, go look. Do you want a spiral bound or do you want a hard bound?
Do you want spiral so you can look at it easier?
I like hardbound. They look sexier on the shelf.
Well, I mean, if you do, you're gonna. I mean, I
And
like.
how much is hardbound?
Spiral and paperback.
All right, so $17.95 and $19.95 for the spiral or the hardbound.
You can get it for
Anybody?
$9.58 on Amazon.
Huh?
$9.58 on Amazon.
That's less than what I paid for. You sure it's a 2025?
Yeah. Is it?
No, this is a 2021.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Mine's in
throw
the-
my 2021s in the garbage can.
Just take the 2021 and just add 5% to the number.
Robert, you're not saying anything. Why is that?
I'm easily amused today.
I know, me too.
Getting
Hey,
back to
These
something.
two are having a great
If
time. Who am I to interrupt?
If anybody wants to buy a red book, they can send me a message. I'll sell them a red book at 10% off of cover price, including shipping.
Then
Is
that
that okay?
is a great deal.
Is that okay, Nick?
That's a great deal. I might buy one from you. I don't have the 2025. I got the.
Yeah, well, Nick, yours is $50.
My
You
red
have to
book
put-
is
you have to
2020,
let
Nick.
Brad
It's
know.
okay.
Put in the comment section Coin Up, and that way you get your 10% off.
Coupon code.
Yep, coupon code.
All right.
That's right. I would sell a bunch of things for him. I mean, I'm already trying to get the sponsor for that, whatever that Brandon's been drinking on the, you know.
Oh, Frank.
I still use my 1948 red book every now and then too, but
I think no, mine isn't a
You
2021.
should
It's-
keep them all. I keep all of mine too. I keep all the old ones. Yeah. Yeah.
See, I guess I'm not always.
It's because you don't really get the values off of that. You know, you get the,
Yeah, I don't really get the values out of there. Mm-mm.
you get your how
Nick
many
doesn't
were
get the value
minted.
of many things.
Yeah, you get how many were minted and you know when they were minted and a brief description of each coin. That's about it. Yeah.
There's also a lot of, one thing I've learned, like the red book, blue book, and even auction catalogs, there's a lot of good, valuable information.
I
I
agree.
remember when I was going to all these great big ANA shows, I would always go to Stax, Bowers, Heritage, and all them, and I'd get those big old 1-inch thick auction catalogs. And man, I'll tell you what, I'd go through them, and just the amount of articles and the information you got was just wow.
It's worth it just to get that little bit of information and stuff. It's great. Yeah.
I mean, I dedicated the book to you, and now I'm driving you nuts. I mean, that didn't last long.
No, the love affair is over.
I mean, that didn't last long at all. But Robert,
I'll
you shouldn't be
believe it when I
embarrassed.
see it in print, Nick.
I'm sorry, Nick, do what?
He said, well, Robert Bruce made a comment, and I don't think he should feel embarrassed to ask about coins, because
No.
I'm always asking about coins and learning, and I just try to soak up as much as I can.
Robert, let me tell you right now, it's of my humble opinion that good for you. There's nothing wrong with it. It's an honest book. However, let me tell you the one thing I told JB, which if you're out there, JB, love you. I miss you, buddy. I hope you have a wonderful wedding. JB is getting married Saturday, everybody.
What?
Oh, that's great.
Yes,
Wow.
I
I didn't know there were
Congratulations.
any unmarried ogres out there.
And listen, you know you have till Saturday to change your mind, so you better really.
That's wonderful.
Yeah,
If he's
we got to get a hold of
listening,
that girl.
yeah.
She obviously doesn't have any taste.
Well, I mean, JB, you do have until Saturday to change your mind. It would be okay. It might save you
Either
money.
way, Robert Bruce, all I was going to do is I told JB a long time ago. He took and he had bid on a coin. After he bid on the coin, he called me up. Is this worth it? It's like, do yourself a favor. Do the research first before you do the investment for buying and or selling, because it can work against you in both ways. I mean, I did research. I don't even, where's my, oh, I think it's down. It might be in a big old walk-in safe, but.
Hi, Coinbox, Gold and Silver, and Polly. Hi, Polly.
Yeah, hi,
Yeah,
Polly.
welcome, Coinbox Gold and Silver to YouTube's Coin.
We would
Hi,
put
freaking awesome.
Brad's website in the chat. if we
Daryl.
put it in his website. I know we had, but if we'll put it again, because I saw that come through as well.
There, Robert ran Amanda off. She's going back
Amanda,
to
I
work.
was just
Right there.
asking what was today, what is today's national, what is it, Potato Day or what today, Amanda? That's all
I don't know,
want to know.
something. There's something going on. I'm not sure.
No, my daughter, she takes it every now and then. She lets me know it's like National Pop Tarts Day or National something day. All I was doing was using the reference saying that the United States Mint must be on that damn list because they got the.
There's a lot of, like, on the 22nd, it's National Surgical Oncologist Day.
National Tooth Fairy Day. See,
Love that.
there you go. By God, let's put that on the dime, man. No,
Well,
no,
I mean,
no,
that kind of goes with what we're talking about. That's where my love of coins is. I got my, Kennedy's under my pillow from the Tooth Fairy. So,
Well, I know, but I'm thinking they're going
Me
to put
too,
the National
Nick.
Tooth Fairy. They're going to put it on the dollar coin.
I mean, my Tooth Fairy was cheap. I didn't get a Morgan, but I mean, I got Kennedy, and I don't know if they were silver because eventually I did spend them. But
There's smart move.
oh my gosh, I was probably 10 when I
Me
spent
too.
them.
Stop it, Brad.
Oh, when I was 10, let me see. When I was 10, that was about the time I bought my 42 proof set.
Oh,
Jeez, please. I'm going
You
to
guys
throw
got
up.
to remember when he was 10 years old, there was nothing to do but buy coins.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. Did some girl punch you or something?
Yeah.
Some bully girl?
Or it was or something. I was like this for a long time.
Either that or she was trying to kiss him.
Frank, you're right. I was and continue to be.
Robert Bruce has another question for you guys, but I think that's going to be a little bit more difficult to answer.
Yeah.
Needs a picker's guide, cherry picker's guide.
Yes.
Well, you do. You need a cherry picker's guide. If it isn't listed in the cherry picker's guide, it's probably not going to be valuable.
And it's not recognized.
The chance of snagging one out of circulation is slim, but somebody has to discover the new ones, right, Robert?
Right. Good
But
luck, though.
I mean, but yeah, if you do, the one thing that I was taught by a doctor friend of mine a long, long time ago, he's a coin collector too. He said,
what did he always say to you, Robert? Bend over, breathe through your mouth.
I said he was a friend. He wasn't my doctor.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I know it gives me a headache too, but I just take 2 Tylenols before the show.
I need to
Good
start
for
taking
you.
like 4 Advil before the show. Holy smokes.
Well, I ran out of Quaaludes there, Nick. So.
So, Robert, what did you learn from your doctor friend? I'm sorry.
He told me, he said, what do you want to collect whenever you get a coin? He said, do you want an old, ugly, worn out one, or do you want a brand new one? And it's like, well, I like the brand new ones the best. He said, well, it'd probably be a good idea then when you are searching varieties, search just the BU sets. And that's what I did for the longest time. I got a pretty decent BU set of varieties. And I just, every now and then my extras, I just get rid of them. And that's only whenever I don't. When I go to Brad's always got a bunch of shit for me to look, a bunch of coins for me to look at, and we take and yeah, we have a great relationship. So there. Question:
freaking awesome.
That Kennedy is minted. The 2 hairs that go to the letter B and are on Liberty. I found 10 different variations.
Isn't that the enhanced hair or whatever they call it?
I don't know. Freaking awesome. There you go. B asked you a question. You want to ask it again, B? Go ahead, B. Ask the question.
Go, B, go.
Well, yeah, isn't that the enhanced hair? That's the one with the hair, the fancy hair.
Well, that's a 64, and that's when you have like the extra hair, the thick hair.
And look, Brad disappeared. Poof.
So Polly made a comment too that there's lots of errors sometimes not listed in the cherry picker's guide. So with that being said, you can have that as a reference. And then I also like this book, and I know that he's come out and published a couple more since I purchased this.
That's a good one, Nick. Right on.
Is that by Ken Potter?
Yes, it is.
Nick, you know what you should do with that book?
What?
Shred it.
I know.
Oh, I knew he was going to say that.
I know that I'm not going to get really rich by my cost of change. I know that. And I don't expect to get rich with this either. But it does have good references in it, Brad. I mean, it really gives you why not? It gives you the detail on what you're looking for.
Okay.
No? I mean,
I don't know.
I know about them, but I'm not.
I mean, like,
Brad, it helps.
This is an example. This is a 2000 Minnesota quarter where they have the error, and I mean, it really does show.
Well, hold it. Stop. Let's quit confusing errors with varieties.
Varieties. Here we go again.
That's how it was listed in this book. That's why I said it that way.
That's why I hate that book.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Well, thank you for explaining that instead of just saying I hate that book.
So let's go back to the basics. An error is a mistake that happens during the minting process. So they are kind of one of a kind, although some of them look very, very close to each other. A minting variety, like what Robert collects, double dies, things like that, are the dies. The dies were made improperly or differently.
Or deteriorating.
That's a die state.
Come on.
That's
okay.
A die state.
Go ahead. Oh, shut up. Go ahead. Go ahead, Mr. Know-it-all.
So double dies, every coin that comes off of that die has that same feature. Okay. And then as the dies wear out, you can get die cracks and cuds, which are die states of the original die marriage.
Okay, well, the pictures are great in here to show you.
Okay, I'm glad you like the pictures. That's good. Get a cherry picker's
are
guide.
Good, Brad.
Get a cherry picker's guide. Buy the cherry picker's guide. It's much better. The cherry.
Yeah, absolutely. But listen,
buy it.
Yes, absolutely.
Robert will even sign it.
I do have a signed one by Robert. This one I do like a lot.
How did you get a signed one by Robert?
None of your business.
You weren't here.
None of your business.
Ooh. You and Robert been seeing each other on the sly?
Yeah.
Florida-Lena, keep him on a shorter leash.
That, he was very kind, and yes, I got one of these books signed. So, but yes, I agree. This is the best guide here. But somebody had said everything is not in here, so can they have another reference? This
you're right.
Reference.
Okay, that's fine.
Gosh, now he's annoying me. I'm going to take you out of my book.
You just need a fly swatter.
I'm just going to take him out of my book. He's not going to no longer have a page dedicated to him.
Just like,
and then now Robert will still be the only one.
He's laughing his ass off.
Robert, I think Robert just had a heart attack and fell underneath the desk.
Why would he have a heart attack? No. So
he's laughing his ass off. Yeah. That's what's really going on. So how's it going, Brad? Any new questions? for Mr. Know-It-All, you guys.
I thought Robert was going to talk about something in the cherry pickers guide today too, Nick. But alas, we've been left alone. Poor Robert has left the house. He and Elvis are now working at Burger King.
So what Polly says is the cherry picker's guide is great, but it isn't a Bible.
No, it is not.
Which is true.
It's just the New Testament of the Bible.
And that's why I suggested another reference. And also, if you are on Facebook, they do have Facebook groups where they show, oh my word, here we go. Here we go.
She rolled her eyes. She's good at it.
Did I really?
That was a Chinese. That was a
It's
Chinese
just
eye roll.
automatic, girl. It's good. Don't worry about it. Don't let it bother you.
No, I don't let it bother me, but I didn't realize I had done
There
it.
it went again.
I think it was quick.
Yeah, it was.
We don't have instant replay, but I think it was pretty quick.
Go back, rewind.
Where's my card? I got to make another one because I keep throwing it away every time.
I keep mine next to me.
I know. I need to keep this one this time. Jeez. Good thing I got a marker with me. And you got yours. Yep. But see, my BS Brad card is always changing.
Very interesting, darling.
I think we should make a bobblehead of each of us.
No.
Okay, so Frank says cherry pickers is a working, evolving piece of reference.
That's
agree.
correct.
For example, CoinOp has a Facebook page that you can go and they have pictures of coins, and also they post on the Facebook page if they find something, Robert, and people can comment.
Well, but do you know that numismatics is an evolving?
Yeah, no kidding. That's why, using the social media is evolving as well. On research.
I know.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Thank you. 2015 Canadian walleye. Is that a 1 ounce silver piece? THS?
But I hate looking to the internet for anything. I'd rather have my hard copy book.
Me too.
Because I like the pictures.
It's hard to kill a spider with the internet.
It's hard to bang your head against the internet when Brad is annoying you.
Oh, that was good.
That's my BS card.
Wow.
Holy crap.
And here I dedicated my book to Brad.
But it's fine. We'll still.
That's a
reach
good
an
comment,
accommodation
Floralina.
here.
That's a good comment. You should put Floralina's comment up about if you want to order a red book, you can call on Coins Plus website. Yeah, there you go.
And
There you go, Bradley.
You go on his website. He has 3 stores listed. He is usually at the downtown store. So please call him and call him often.
On the left-hand side, right behind.
Ask him some questions.
All the time. He loves them. Call him all
I
the
love
time.
questions. I'm just hoping somebody asks one here.
He likes sake too. Sake.
THS,
Delicious.
we're wondering if that is a 1 ounce round that you're talking about on the 2015
THS.
Canadian walleye. So we are waiting for that. Do we have one of those from that? What we got from Greg S. 2015 Canadian walleye. It's a 1 ounce round. Do we have any of those in the?
I cannot remember, but I will gonna check later.
Okay, Floor said we'll check later, THS. So taking THS Friday, be here. Oh, I love it. Oh, here we go, baby. I love this. Frank G. Spadone, 1960. Major variety and oddity guys have coins not listed in the cherry pickers book. Okay, Karen.
Okay, yeah.
Oh. I know way more than I probably should about Frank Spadone. I actually got to meet him in person, everybody. Yes, I got his signature from his brother after Frank had passed. I never got the signature, and his brother was kind enough to send me the first edition with his signature on it. So, with that, we don't care about that, Frank. Or
Brad, you're
What
not
is
being
that, Brad?
respectful. He's not being respectful. Robert was speaking.
there, how's that?
There you go. You were speaking,
Okay.
Robert. You know, I mean, come
Now,
on.
going back to Frank Spadone took, and the last
Be
time I
nice.
seen, which was I believe it was 94. I was at the United States Mint, Philadelphia branch, and in their book, I guess where you buy the little books and coins, their gift shop, they still had the Spadone books in there, which I thought was very ironic because Frank Spadone, although a lot of the information in there is incorrect,
It is incorrect. How come?
because he had a lot of stuff that was not accurate. I mean, I don't think Frank ever, as far as I know now, I've never did the research. I don't think he ever went to the mint. And I mean, his big thing was BIEs, machine doubling, things of that nature. And he was calling them double dies when they weren't. Now, he did have the 55 double die in there, which is what really got the varieties going in the United States of America. That's when, Cone and NECA took and started, and they combined to make Konica, which is now, one of the biggest variety and error clubs. So, yeah, they took in a lot of them. To me, a BIE is an error. It's not a variety. Okay. Machine doubling, die damage, to me, a regular variety collector like myself looks at machine doubling die damage is just that, die damage, because when Arnie Margolis talked to the one of the machinists at the mint, he showed him a coin that had MD on it, machine doubling, and he asked him, "What's this all about?" And let me quote the machinist. He said, "When I see that on a coin, I grab all my wrenches and I go in, shut the machine down, and I tighten every nut and bolt on the machine because something is loose." So, with that, and if you ever truly look, and I've probably got thousands of them around here, at machine doubling, you can see that none of them are the same. There you go. There's Arnie Margolis's book. And I couldn't tell you what page that's on.
Nice. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, that's a good book right there. That's
it?
that's
a good one, Robert.
That, Brad?
I'm
Take
sorry?
note, everybody.
Which edition is that?
Just a second.
Because I've got a different edition, I believe, than that one.
Yeah, this is an early one. Probably
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
what
one
year is it? What year is it, Brad?
1991. I think it was the first.
Okay.
Okay, so
because most of the people that
30
he thanks in the acknowledgments are dead.
30 some odd years ago. It's kind of old.
Robert's getting mine. I'll look at mine because I got signatures. I showed it the other day, guys, or the last.
Did you last time?
Yeah, here it is. See, the one I've got's got the Morgan on it.
Okay.
And
That's
the one
cool.
I've got is second edition.
This is going to sound like a dumb comment, but I think everybody should concentrate on collecting the ones without errors first.
No,
yeah, if you come across them, Robert, that's great and everything.
Hold on, though, B. I tend to agree with Brad on this, and that is collect what you enjoy.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
You
so
know,
how
I mean,
much
so
would you enjoy if you don't first start looking at coins and seeing them? I mean, I
Right.
didn't look at it first.
Wrestler's book.
it's kind of a more advanced.
There you go,
know what I
guys.
mean? It's-
That's
I
another
didn't know
good
what I
book
really
right
wanted to
there
start
by
collecting
John
until
Wexford.
What'd you say, Nick?
I didn't know what my favorite coin was or what I wanted to collect until I started looking at coins, having them and getting different ones. And
Yeah,
that's when I decided it's not like,
that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
yeah.
You have to become familiar with the regular coins first.
Oh, I agree 100%.
yes.
That's what helped me. I mean, and I learned a lot from just looking at, and I still look at them
Yeah, me too.
every day, going through my uncle's change right here. So
Mhm.
I like to go, I don't care what year it is. I like to go through every single one and I just look at it.
There you go.
Mhm. Good job. That's what I do. Yep.
I mean, that's how I've become very familiar with them. And then you know what questions to ask too.
And then you know if there's something wrong with it.
And then
You know
maybe
what I'm
usually
saying?
there's
Or,
probably not, but it's nice to be
or
able to
it's
ask the
different. Not necessarily something wrong with it, but something that's different.
Mhm.
Then you would know, like Brad says, the varieties. And if there's something wrong with it or it doesn't look right, it might be an error. But you have to familiarize yourself with the coins themselves in the first place. There you go, Robert.
Okay.
Brad
Okay.
asked that question above. How do you join Conica? Okay.
Nice.
It's in the back of your cherry picker's guide. And
Yeah.
that's the new one. I need to
And
get the new
I
one.
haven't gotten that far into it yet, Robert. My fault.
No,
You're
that's
funny,
okay.
Brad.
Nick, I got copy of these if you need.
Okay. I
Yep.
will purchase one, sure. Oh yes, I remember that. You are dedicated in this
No,
particular
I just
book.
wanted to take and say Brad's not the only one in a book.
You're right, because he does have a dedication page in my book.
I know he does, and I'm so proud of him. I'm gonna have to take
I
him
almost-
out to lunch. I'm gonna take him out to lunch just for
This
that.
hasn't
Nick.
been published just yet, so he's gonna be on his best behavior to stay in my book.
Oh well, then I won't buy him
There
lunch
you
until
go.
you get it published. Okay.
Right, yes, we're right. We can at least get him a poster.
Aw,
Okay. Well, we gotta
Brad.
work on that. You need to send me
Brad.
a nice scan of that, Nick, and we'll see what we can't do.
Well, it is on his website, so I'll let Brad pay for it.
Mr. Rogers' sweater.
We really need an updated picture of Brad. I would love to have an updated picture of Brad in my new book. But this is the best we could do. I want people to realize this is Brad and not Mr. Rogers.
You can screenshot him right now while he's not looking. That's what I do. I screenshot people.
Oh, is he taking a selfie right now on YouTube? He's taking a
I
selfie.
think he is. I think he is, Nick.
Do you know how to do it, Brad? Do you need some help? Maybe your partner could take the picture for you. That'd probably be the
Supposed
best.
to be
way.
serious. I'm trying to be serious this week, and you guys are making me laugh again.
So where is your partner? What's his
Oh.
name? Dave or something? I don't remember.
Yeah,
Hey,
he's
partner,
sitting over here. He's shaking his head. No,
partner,
he doesn't.
please take the picture for Brad.
Daryl, thanks for stopping by.
I
Have a
just
good
sent it to
day.
you, Nick.
Please send it to me.
It's
Ah.
on its way.
Oh, geez.
Let's see. Have a major breakout in price. You see numismatics being adversely affected. Should melt prices soar. Well, let's look at it in a couple of
What
different
do you mean
ways.
by a major breakout?
They go up a lot.
Is that what he means? Okay.
Yes. Okay. So what has happened is nobody really collects Roosevelt dimes in circulated condition anymore
No, they don't.
because the price of silver is so high, they're all just melt value. But what I've seen in the past is as bullion prices increase, people that have bullion trade it for rare coins that they've never been able to afford for their set. So in 1980 and again in about 2011, 2012, when the prices took off, there were a lot of collectors that came in and said, I've never been able to afford an SVDB, but I've got these 20 crappy Morgan dollar duplicates and they're worth enough now that I could trade them and get most of my SVDB for that. So I I think in a way it does a little of both.
I agree. I do. I agree.
I
I've
really-
got-
Brad.
I wasn't paying
Yeah, I
attention.
agree with Brad. I do. Dang it. I agree with Brad. Dang
Okay,
it.
shut up. We heard you the first 3 times. Brad, I have a follow-up question. Do you tend to see the rare coin market when the prices of gold and silver go up? I know in the past I've watched the scarcer coins follow it up a little bit, not quite as fast, but usually if you get a reversal, I've seen the scarcer or the rarer coin market stay up at that higher price and not drop quite as quick. Would you?
Right, Robert. So at first, let's take $20 St. Gaudens as an example. So coins that used to sell for 30% over melt now might be selling for 10% over melt, because as the price of melt goes up, they just kind of stayed in the same range for based on their rarity. When the markets turn and drop, the rare coins have a tendency to stay up and not drop as quickly as the bullion related ones. And so then the spreads or the premiums open up and become larger.
Yeah.
Michael, your local coin shop had an SVDB. Hopefully it was certified. I want to warn everybody out there. Do not, let me repeat, do not buy an SVDB that is not certified. There are too many counterfeits. The counterfeits are too good.
Hmm.
If you don't buy a certified coin, you're putting your investment at risk.
Any coders?
So Nick's lost her ability to speak.
No, I was listening to you.
They're faking the certifications as well now, yes, but
Now, if you scan, I'm sorry, Brad, but I'm wanting to follow up with that. If you're able to scan it,
if you're able to scan what?
the slab, will it show if it's a fake or not? I mean, are they able to do it that well to where they can fake the barcode?
Some of them are good enough or smart enough that they're going onto the PCGS website and getting certification numbers that match what they're faking.
Okay,
Somebody scan that. That's out there. Scan that.
I'll scan it right now. Hold it up there just a second. I'll get on the app.
Hold it
I don't
still,
have
Robert.
my phone. I don't have my phone with me. I need to grab it.
If you can't get it, Nick, let me know and I'll put it under another
Yep,
phone.
I'm getting it. I'm getting it.
Are you good?
Okay, so it came up as an standard brown 18. Is it Romania?
Yes.
And it says it doesn't give me a value though.
But what does it say the grade is?
1867 66 RD.
That's
P-
right.
That's correct. Yeah.
So here's what NGC would look like once you scan it.
Hold on, Nick.
Nice. That's cool. It worked.
Right.
And yes, and I do. I use this app, PCGS and the NGC, quite often to scan them. That's why I know that they can take the numbers off and copy the numbers, but can they replicate the barcode that we scan? Can they fake that?
Sure.
There's another one, Nick.
Okay, I'll do that one. Let me get to that.
And I just want to do this because this gives us PCGS and NGC guys. Let me know if it'll scan.
Okay, I got it. Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Let's go back to Michael Mullins at 418 real quick.
Okay, we will just a second. I want to get this. Okay, good. Okay, guys, and I'm glad. Thank you, Nick, for bringing that up. I really mean that because I've showed coins that I've gotten slabbed in my sales, and people have scanned them right there and then, and they've verified it right there and then on our shows. Like, somebody, they just make little comments. Hey, that's the real coin, yada yada yada. It's like, great. I'm glad you're able
I've
to
done that
share
during auctions when they're showing them. I'll do that during auctions, and I do. And if they're going too fast when they're showing a coin, I will slow it down and go and rewind the YouTube, and I will scan it because I want to know the value of it. That's why I scan it. No, I'm really
How
not.
do you guys know it's not fake though? That they didn't fake everything?
No,
Well, that's my question is.
Brad, what was your question that you wanted to go back to?
Well, no, Michael Mullins was just talking about the SVDB again, that it was in a cardboard flip, and it's the only time he's ever seen one in person.
Wow.
It's probably only 50-50 that you've actually seen one now. Most of the SVDBs that are raw are fake. Almost every dealer I know refuses to sell one unless it's certified. So
that particular coin I'd want certified.
we have a few of them in stock, at any given time usually. So if you get to the point where you think you want one, let us know. We'll help you out.
Show us one.
Okay, Inkman.
That's what I think.
No. They can, if they do, they are paying a shit ton of money because they've got to not only fake the slab, but they've got to take and they would have to fake a spoof web page, design it, update it, and put all that information in there. And normally they're not that sophisticated. They will use the same barcode. Like I said, I wished I had a counterfeit here to show you.
I would really like to see if I could scan one of the counterfeit slabs.
Do you have one? Does anybody have one? Either one of you guys
have one here. I wish I did, but I can tell you I've seen them, and they do not scan out.
Okay, so that was my question. So they cannot counterfeit the scan, the barcode.
They can, but they are too lazy to in most cases.
Okay, it costs too much money, is what Robert's saying. It would cost too much money.
Or what they will do is the barcode that you scan will be for a different coin.
Okay, so that's good to know then. So I downloaded the PCGS and the NGC apps. And that's what I used to scan. So that would be something that because when we talked about apps last week, that's what I said. Those were the two that I use I
don't know, but next time I talk with John, I'll ask him. ANAX needs to invest in that technology. They really do. I don't see where it would be that. I don't know how hard it is, but I would think it would all be automatic.
Well, it's not hard to come up with one of those other barcodes. What is it? The other thing that you scan?
Oh, the little
square one. She's talking about the square one.
Because
the QR code.
Okay, so the QR code, I could go in and there's a program, there's people sell them. I could go make my own for my own website or for my own YouTube channel. I
believe you can do that through AI.
Oh, okay. So
I think you can. Don't quote me on that, Nick.
So
that's what I was saying.
It's very hard for ANAX to be able to do that technology. I don't know. I would prefer I don't buy a lot of ANAX graded coins, but I would probably buy more if I could scan them.
Michael Mullins, yeah. Quite honestly, if you are not capable of detecting counterfeits, listen, Brad, I'm going to bring this right to you very, very straight up.
Hi, Aunt.
What are the chances of Brad Karloff, with all your experience, buying without doing the research? No, that's very important what I just said, guys. Without doing the research, a counterfeit coin.
We end up with a few at the shop every month.
I bet you do. Yeah.
Generally, they're cheaper coins that you just don't look at carefully enough that are part in a big group. So,
do you confiscate them?
I don't buy them if I see them ahead of time. I do not confiscate them. No.
You give them back to the person that tried to rip you off.
Sometimes I bet they don't even know that they're counterfeit themselves. I'm sure they wouldn't even.
Here's the latest. Here's the latest one.
I don't agree with that, Robert.
It was just mixed in with a bunch of peace dollars, and it passed through.
Wow, Brad.
Side, please
flip it over, Brad. Let's see the other side. See how crappy it is. Really? Yeah, she's got a big mouth. Okay, that's
What's
interesting.
Oh, it really? Okay, well,
Your
let me
mouth
see.
looks really big, and some
I'll
things
mark
look
that.
off.
I'll mark that the B variety.
Go for it. That's funny. It just, yeah, it looks weird.
Here, hand me a
doesn't
real
it?
one.
Yeah, let's put
We
them
got one
put 'em
here.
next to
I'll
each
get it,
other.
Jason.
That'd be
I'll
so
get it.
cool, Brad.
Oh,
Do
you're
it.
freaking awesome.
Do it, Brad. I want to see them right next to each other, to see what the situation is and how close they are.
Well, yeah, and it's hard to see on camera, but at first I thought the rim looked a little bit
We'll do that.
Yeah, it looks a little weird, doesn't it?
yeah, the rim doesn't look like it's the same
Okay, let's
thing.
see, Brad. Let's
Okay,
see,
Brad, come on. Be still.
Hold
There you
them still. Thanks.
I'm trying to. I was trying to get them fairly even.
go.
On the,
Okay. Look at the color on the fake too.
right.
I can tell by the color.
The color, the texture is
Yeah,
off.
I can definitely see that.
How about the upper lip? The upper lip.
Oh dear
Wow,
Lord.
man, the upper lip looks weird.
No,
Brad,
it's the
do me a
same.
favor. Hey, Brad, do me a favor. Make certain I get that to where I can show it under a scope,
That would be super
if
cool.
you don't mind.
Oh,
That'd
I'll
be
bring it
super
downtown tomorrow, and you can borrow it.
That's all I want to do, just so
That'd
I
be
can
super
show
cool,
it.
you
And
guys.
then we'll take and then we can show it
So-
under a scope.
Exactly. So people can see the exact.
The lip
know.
is the same.
I know I didn't
It
see
doesn't
anything
look
on
the
our
same.
face.
It doesn't look the same, Brad.
It did me. I mean, from what I could see on the screen.
I know I drive you crazy, Brad, but I look at a lot of stuff detail. I don't know what to tell you. It just doesn't look the same, the upper lip.
I've never seen a slab like that. I mean, you could buy those you can buy slabs on Amazon. I mean, you can.
Wow, it's just sad. Just makes me sad.
Well, I mean, if you're buying them because you want to preserve your coins and you just want to put in a slab and then write like what that coin is on there, I mean, I think it's good, but just don't try to sell it as a slab coin. I mean, I think that they could be
Encapsulated coins.
What?
Okay.
Can
Go
you
on.
blow that up? Okay.
the first PCGS encapsulated coin. I thought that was a fake.
Nope, that's just sold for I don't know.
And
some
look, it's
huge amount of
sideways.
money.
But
look at
Brad,
that
that could be easily counterfeited right there, though.
That was a prototype.
Oh,
Yeah, and it's sideways.
but it could be very, very easily counterfeited. That particular one.
Back then, I think so. Yeah.
You can also still buy those particular. You could buy slabs. At Amazon, and I saw somebody buy those and actually put in like ASCs and sell them in Morgans and sell them.
It's sad.
It
just
was
makes
actually
me
on
sad.
YouTube where somebody called them out on YouTube about it. Holy cannoli! I wish I
And
had.
it's sideways. That's what's cracking me up.
Well, it's a rattler for a reason.
It's a prototype, though.
Oh, Brad, I think it really sucks when they send you your coin back and it's upside down or something.
Do they really do? I've never had one come back.
Yes,
like
they
that.
do, Nick, and they don't care.
They don't care because I would send it back and say, "Look, I'm not happy with this. You need to do it again."
I know.
And they'll be happy to charge you the $10
they'll be-
handling fee and the postage.
Are you kidding me?
No, he's
Do I
telling you
look
the
like I'm
truth.
kidding?
No, but I mean, when does customer
Hey,
service?
Robert,
come out
why
of
don't
the
you tell her
picture?
about the 3 NRA tokens?
What do you want me to say? Poor Ronald here. Sorry about that, Ronald. But
What did Ronald
yeah,
say?
we took in somewhere. I don't have it
What
right
happened
here,
to
Nick.
Ronald?
No, he took in. We had NRA tokens that were actually
Okay.
made here in Cincinnati at
Right.
a company that makes our tokens.
Osborne
Okay.
Mint.
Well, I didn't know if I wanted to mention them, but okay. I guess
I
that's
do. How about
Is it
that?
okay, Ronald? Come on, man. I want to hear
But
this.
they were representing the NRA, and it was for here. How about if I just show you? We'll do it that way because I haven't gotten them back to him yet.
Right on. I want to see this.
Well, just bear with me, and you will.
I learned so much.
Let's see here.
We'll make up $2 off.
A new deal green.
You have to find someplace.
Well, hold on. I'll show you, Nick. Let me take this out of the packet that they have it in so that you can see the token a little bit better. Jesus, bitch. Well, okay, finally. Man.
Ah.
Now, you know what an OPA is, don't you? Nick?
I'm sorry?
Nick and or Blue. You guys know what OPAs are, right?
No, I do not.
I don't understand what he's saying. The
Oompa.
what?
Oompa Loompas.
Oh, Oompa
Oompa
Loompa. Oh my
Loompas.
God, the Chocolate Factory, Willy Wonka.
Joe.
I know that. Yes.
Where did you put the stupid thing?
Willy Wonka.
Hold
I do
on.
know him, and you know what? He is home. Just FYI,
That's
he's home.
funny.
Willy Wonka's home.
Opa tokens.
The actor
Opa.
home
Yeah,
is out
Opa
for sale
tokens.
in
You guys are
California.
funny. Holy crap. You guys are funny.
Or can you hand me my
Frank
Album.
Mons and Ant 2242 has it.
Yeah. Opa tokens. I see it.
well, they had them in 3 different colors. The right underneath where the desk is, there is an album that's got the opas on it. And then they had this one here, B, which was a white one. But all of them, they gave us NRA composite material, the new deal. I'll show you in a minute. Once I show you what an OPA is, you'll say, oh, yeah.
Yeah, because I don't do tokens, so I really don't know that much about tokens at all.
Okay, well,
I don't collect tokens whatsoever.
I was just had one here a little bit ago, and I can't.
I know Alden does. Alden has tokens, I think. He's a
Well,
big collector.
I've got it should be a white. Yeah, there you go. Okay, Floor's got it here.
Rational.
Rations. Yeah, they're
Right on,
rations.
Sissy. Right on.
Okay, here.
Okay.
See where it says OPA?
Oh,
OPA?
yeah. Okay.
Okay, whoops.
Okay.
Yeah.
Food
That-
rationing.
Okay, the NRAs are made out of the same material.
Oh, I
Okay.
gotcha. Okay.
Now, we took and we had sent those OPAs in, and Brad got a letter back. They said, oh, we don't do those. And Brad said, well, if you've got any photographs, send them to me. I sent him some photographs, and when I did, what did I tell you, Brad?
I don't know.
We don't support that any longer.
Yeah, I don't know anything about tokens, and so
Is it because it's the NRA?
I think so, but
I think so, Nick. Yeah.
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 But
Yeah.
Ant, no. The blue and red was for meat and vegetables. It was, I believe, the stickers or the stamps that they used for the gas, wasn't it, Brad?
I don't remember, Robert. I'm sorry.
So it was long before they started the welfare system. Long before, yeah.
This was the rationing for World War II.
World War II.
Wasn't-
Yeah, I was gonna
yeah.
say, yeah.
I'm not surprised about the NRA thing, but I
People
think
needed help. People needed help after the war. Yeah, they needed help. So that's makes a lot of sense that they were.
And by
doing
the
that.
way, though, whoever was talking about, Ant, I got a complete set here.
It's very interesting.
does the NRA still make those tokens?
No.
No, hon.
No, but they
Yeah,
send
they
tons
don't-
of stickers. I mean,
They
we
don't
get-
need to. They
They
don't
know
need
they
to.
send 10. They send you a lot of stuff though. A lot of swag.
How do you know?
Obviously, she's got some.
I'm a member.
Do you belong to the what is it?
I do.
GOA? Do you belong to the GOA, Nick?
No, the NRA.
Oh, you should join the GOA too.
What's the GOA?
Gun Owners of America.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about coins. Okay, Robert. Food stamps. It's like food stamps, right, Robert?
That one was, yeah.
Yeah. Can we see it again, please?
How about if I show you another one?
Okay. Okay. Okay, here we go. That's interesting. Yeah.
Now,
you
how
see,
popular are these tokens? Do you have a lot
50 cents in edible food.
edible food? Yeah, because there's a whole thing about that, Brad.
It's rather than having the inedible food.
a numismaniac? Good afternoon. It's nice to see you. Long time no see.
Hello.
Howdy, howdy.
Yep. Hello, everybody. My chat's working like crap, so I can't say hi to everybody. Okay, so USDA food stamp, 50 cents. That used to be worth something.
Now, I'm just curious as to how, I mean, do you have a lot of requests for those, Brad? Do you see people ask? I mean, are they as popular maybe as they
Those
had
are
been?
Robert's. Why don't you ask him?
Robert, are they as popular as they were at one time? I'm sure they were at one time, but of course, as we get further away from World War II, do many people know about them?
I see your comment, Ronald, and that's very interesting. Yeah.
Okay, I think what you said, Nick, was the key. And that is not many people know about them, but they are very collectible. And there are in the OPAs, which is the small one,
Mm-hmm.
you got a red one and a blue one with the right letters, because you have on those, you've got two different letters on every one of them, okay? Like this one has got the VY, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You get the
Okay.
correct letters in the OPA, and it can be worth like a coin, roughly $300, $400.
Oh wow! But again, I've never seen those until you just showed those, so I didn't even know that they existed. So
Okay, Alden Davis is here. Now he
Alden!
can probably tell you
Alden,
a little
where is
bit
Alden?
about OPAs. How you doing, Alden? Good to see you, my
Alden!
friend.
we miss you, Alden. Like, I'll share. Brad has a dedication page to him and a new book coming out.
Tokens are Alden's
In
thing.
bookstores near you, and then
Check it out. Check it out, Alden.
I mean, I really felt bad because he didn't have his own dedication page. Well, he does now.
There you go, Brad.
So that's what you miss, Alden. But we miss you.
Yeah, we miss you, Alden. And
Now
we're talking about tokens, which he happens to know something about.
And yes, and the truth is, yes, the numismatic. The only tokens I'm currently collecting are Transit and Edmont Numismatic Society tokens. There you go. You know, the best thing about tokens is they're so I mean, I know Brad has a right now a retired employee that the only thing he ever collected in tokens
Was tokens? Really?
was Lincoln tokens.
what is a Lincoln token? I've never heard of such.
Abraham Lincoln, honey.
Look at Brad. He's like, I got a whole box of it.
I know,
Yep.
but what were the tokens you're speaking about, though, with Abraham Lincoln?
Brad.
Or those the
They could have been, I mean, you're talking, it was so many. I mean, there's been a think about how popular Abraham Lincoln is. Just like John F. Kennedy. Try collecting every token by JFK. You're going to find that you'll have a box
okay,
as
I
big as
understand
that.
what you mean. Yeah.
Right, yeah. It's just depending upon how. I mean, Washington's another one. You know, Washington, Lincoln, Kennedy are probably three of the most popular subjects on tokens. Would you agree, Brad, or am I wrong on that? Because I'm not certain.
What about brothel
I
tokens?
I like William Jennings Bryan.
That wasn't my question, though.
Oh, I
You know
nodded
that a
yes
lot,
to
you
your
guys.
question. There's probably more Lincoln than anybody else.
Okay, but I said the top three was probably Washington, Lincoln, and Kennedy.
Lincoln, Washington, and Kennedy third, probably so. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just guessing at that because because of people wanting it from our show. I mean, all three of them. And then if you wanted to go even the fourth, it'd be hard.
FDR.
Well, that could be right. Or it'd be between FDR and Eisenhower.
Well, yes, but there's a lot of programs that FDR came up with too that people are very fond of.
Yeah, a lot of them people are very pissed off about too.
Oh, you're absolutely right about that. Yep.
Wow, Brad, that beats me. The cheapest I've ever seen gas was 23.9, and that was in West Virginia when I was a young kid.
There was a gas war just after I got my license up the street from me.
Thanks
And
for you, Alden.
When was
19.9.
that? When?
Good night, Alden. Love you, brother. You be good. Get better. Get your
Good
ass
night,
out there.
Alden.
Be
We love
good.
you.
Take your time.
We need you up here. We need some more niceness.
I was worried about Alden. I'm glad he
I have
showed
been
up.
worried about
Thank you. Thanks, Alden. Get well.
There's
Love
one of the
you.
best statements of today.
Yeah,
That's
that's
right.
true.
That's right.
Very true. Because it depends on what you do. You know what I mean? I've never done tokens, so I don't know anything about
No,
them.
I don't either, but I have no interest in those either. I mean, they're really cool, and I'm glad I learned about them. I mean,
But you have no interest,
I
right?
have no
Neither
interest.
do
I mean, now that he told us, I mean, I remember reading about World War II and they had to use them, but I never thought that people would be collecting them.
Okay, so Brad, you want to reiterate how cheap you found gas and what'd you say?
19.9 cents a gallon.
And how old were you?
16.
Holy.
Now, I remember when the U.S. dollar went a lot further in Canada.
Still
Still
does.
does.
Does it really? Okay, I didn't know if it was starting to. Yeah.
Thanks, Coke. You owe me a Coke, Brad.
I'm just like, wow.
By the time you take into
Brad, you're
account
not that much older than me.
by the time you take
Yeah.
into account miles
not.
versus kilometers, a dollar goes a lot further.
Hey, Nick,
Hmm.
you go over to the Philippines and you can take in $1 will get you 56.7 pesos.
Really?
Yeah, that's what it was earlier today.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah,
Okay, so Ronald Harris is looking for rare tokens as well.
Which one's the rarest OPA token there, Ronald Harris?
Inkman?
Is Opa Greek? I think that word is Greek. Opa.
No.
Isn't it Greek?
Go ahead, Bobby.
Look it up, Florlina or something. I think it's Greek or something.
It's
I'm serious.
OPA. It's an abbreviation. B.
Okay. Sorry, but when they break plates at a wedding, they go Opa. See, you can tell I don't do tokens. I don't know what I'm talking about. I was just curious. Sorry, I was asking a question.
Oh, Robert, do you
Shoot
still
me.
have some Confederate money? That's kind of how rare is Confederate money? I've never.
It used to be really
How
rare.
rare are cars?
Yeah.
Oh, is that right? Okay, I've never.
Depends on what kind of car you're talking about.
Thank
Depends
you.
on what Confederate
Thank you,
currency you're
Florlina.
talking about. So the 1864
You're welcome,
series Nick, is
Robert.
very common, unless you get
Thank
to
you.
the $500
Yeah,
bill.
it was Robert who did it, B.
The 61s are pretty scarce.
Okay,
I was
so
right.
did they have coins as well, or did they just have notes?
Not really. They
Okay.
had a couple prototypes, but they did not actually make coins
Coins.
that
Okay.
you can tell are from the Confederacy.
Do you have any leather money?
What happened?
Brad? Have you
Just a
ever
minute,
seen-
B. I'm answering.
Okay,
Nick's
sorry. I'll shut up.
question. Thank
Okay,
you.
I'll shut up. Sorry. I apologize.
So, Nick, when the Confederates took over the New Orleans Mint, they continued to use the dyes that they had there, which were U.S. Northern dyes, and they made the rest of the bullion into coins and used it. So there is one variety of 1861 half dollar that has
Oh,
a die crack from the edge to the nose of Miss Liberty that they've proven was a Confederate issue.
Confederate? And how do they know about how many were mint that they were able to mint?
No.
And what was that? What year was that? I'd like to research it and look at it.
1861 $0.50 Confederate strike.
And now, why didn't they continue? Why didn't they try to?
Because they didn't have any silver and gold. That's
Oh.
why the Confederacy lost.
But what about all the gold that they were supposedly having that they lost and be buried and they don't know where it is today?
But in general, they didn't have an ongoing supply. They didn't
Oh,
have
okay, I gotcha.
And where's the biggest silver mine in the eastern half of the United States, Nick?
Nevada.
The
Eastern
Oh,
side.
Eastern, I don't know. Eastern, I don't know.
east of the Mississippi River. Where's there a big silver mine?
Alabama.
There isn't one.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
then why did you give me a trick question?
To see if you were paying attention.
There is some in New
Well,
Brunswick.
she said Nevada first.
Yeah,
Was there a clue there?
There's none in the South, though, honey. and
No,
so,
you're right. Okay, yeah,
and,
no.
and so the Confederacy had to just print paper money with nothing backing it other than the promise that they might win the war. So let me see if I have a book.
That was funny when he went. Who
Who did?
Brad. He went.
Oh, I didn't even know you did that.
It was funny.
Oh, I'll have to go back and watch.
Yeah, you will.
All right. Another book for another day. But in the back, it's called Fractional Money by Neil Carruthers. It was written in 1929 as a economic thesis paper for, I think, Princeton University. And it's still the germane work on the subject. But in the back, there is a chart in the index that shows the relative value of different currencies at the same time during the Civil War. So at one time, the Union greenbacks got down to, I don't know, 60 cents on the dollar.
Oh,
And the Confederate notes were worth more because, Nick, the South was winning.
Not for long.
Well, for
Not
quite a
for
while,
long.
the South was doing the best. But then came a little thing called Gettysburg. And so anyway, then the North had more to back their currency with.
so it was worth more in the South just because they were winning the war?
On the border states or trade value, the Confederate paper currency was worth more than the Union paper currency in the beginning portion of the war.
But why is that,
I'm
Brad?
asking you, is that only because they were
Because
winning?
the South was winning.
Really?
Because
So
had the South won, they would have had,
Why was the South winning, Brad?
because they were winning most of the battles.
Okay,
They had
let him
better.
tell you guys
They had
what he
better
wants.
generals. They had better
they
generals.
had better generals.
Okay, so
Their supply line was a lot better too.
They had. I'm not going to say nothing. I'm not. It's not worth it. I'm not gonna
But
say
they did. They had better supply lines. They were able to
don't
get
understand.
stuff
It's not even worth it.
to their men. And
what did I
Brad,
do?
you and I will discuss this later.
What did I do?
Nothing. I just don't want to get into politics right now.
Oh,
so then
That'd be politics, Brad.
The numismatics said that he had some Confederate notes and he sold all that he wants to get some more, that he had sold all of his. So I've had to start over.
well, again, there's a lot. If you're looking to get like one really nice Confederate note, you get one of the 1864 issues, because that was inflationary at the end of the war when they were losing. They were printing notes willy-nilly. So those are the cheap ones. If you
So
want to
do
get
you have some
something,
in your store?
oh yeah,
I'd love to have you shown those before?
no,
No, but maybe next time you can show us.
Do you have any leather money?
I do not.
They were
I
making
think I
that
have
out of
some
leather.
leather postcard. I have some leather postcards around here someplace.
Those are
Hi,
cool.
Stinky. Hi, Stinky.
Those are very cool. Yeah. I didn't have
Leather-
enough time to play
Leather
with
chaps.
Brad at his store. I didn't have enough time. Dang it. Yeah, I was there. I was only there for like maybe 30 minutes or something. I didn't get enough time to go
Okay,
through your
Ronald saw
story.
an early one-sided bill the other day. So that would be a broken banknote or private banking. Some of the Confederate notes are playing on the back also.
So what did they
Sometimes
back their
they
money
use-
by?
I'm sorry.
What did they back their money by? The Confederate gold?
They didn't have any.
Yeah,
Very
the
little.
Building did.
Very little. They backed it by the same thing we're backing our currency of today. I promise.
Mm.
They call it a debt currency, fiat currency. Take your pick.
That's where it comes from, fiat. Yeah.
Fiat is pretty damn old.
Oh, numismaniac. Okay, you got me for a second there.
Okay.
I'm like, what state is above the 50th parallel? That would have to be Alaska. But you're in Canada, I guess.
He is in Canada. Yep.
Okay.
Can you tell by his avatar?
Oh, no, I wasn't paying attention. Oh,
No comment. No comment.
what? That's kind of neat. In New Orleans, they have a
Oh,
Civil
yeah,
War
just-
museum in New Orleans, and I went over there once when I was down there, and they have some really neat things there. But one of the things that really impressed upon me was they had a bunch of uniforms from the Civil War that when they opened the museum, relatives of people that
Oh, how nice.
served gave the uniforms, and they
Yeah,
were
I love that.
and they were hanging there, and none of them would have fit me. And I'm not a big guy.
Really? So they were smaller
The
guys?
men then were very much smaller. Yes.
See, okay, yeah, that's interesting. So I saw FDR's little White House in Georgia. That was kind of cool too. And
Rossville, the Confederate money wasn't necessarily faked a lot, but in the ensuing years, there have been replicas made of them. So that's what you have to be careful of. There's a lot of replicas. They weren't made to deceive people or to spend. They were made as souvenirs that you could have bought at the battlefields and different places. And the texture of the notes are totally different. So that's one thing that to learn about with the Confederate notes is the texture. All the original Confederate notes are hand signed. So you look at it with a magnifying glass and see that it's hand signed.
really, they're all hand signed.
They're all hand signed.
Wow, that's interesting because I
Yes.
mean that had to take a lot of time.
It took a lot of time and effort. Yes.
The numismaniac, have you been to Campobello and seen President Roosevelt's house or summer home? Hi, Wave Man. Just because I mean, I grew up and I live in the North. I mean, I wouldn't be a collector of Confederate money.
Some of it's
But it's
Shit,
interesting.
I'm muted. I'm sorry, I was muted. What did you say again, Nick?
What?
To the numis.
Oh, I asked him if he's been to Campobello, Canada. It's in a little island where President Roosevelt has a summer home, and actually, once he was diagnosed with polio, he didn't want to go back up there anymore because back then he thought he was swimming in the ocean, and he felt like that. And then he got sick later, like very soon, and so from that point forward, he thought he got it from being up there in the ocean. They didn't really realize how they contact, you got
Oh yeah, oh, that's very interesting. Thank you.
So then I saw his home in the little White House in Georgia, and when Brad said the uniforms are so small. I mean, Roosevelt was a tall man, but the beds were so short. I don't know how he fit on the bed, and that's where he had passed away. It was the little White House in Warm Springs, Georgia, where he, they had the warm springs, and they would go swimming and do his therapy.
The mineral water type deal.
Yes,
yeah.
and I actually swam in the pool that he literally used to. Anyway, so it was kind of fun. It's kind of neat, Brad.
be careful. You might catch polio from the
No,
water.
I would not. I
Oh
would
my
not.
goodness. Go ahead, Robert, please. Okay.
That's a state note.
That's a state, and a lot of states did their own money. Yeah.
Right. During the Civil War, they
No,
did.
not money. I
And-
mean currency.
And municipalities and cities.
Oh, is that
Everything,
right?
yeah,
All the way down to
he's
local
correct.
government.
Sure,
Huh.
shin plasters.
So you couldn't be able to
That's
use that
correct.
outside of that city or that state, right?
You could use it anywhere they would take it.
Okay.
Yeah.
How would they know? They don't have the internet back then.
That's why not everyone took it, Nick. So what Brad said,
Yeah.
wherever they would accept it,
Yeah.
Where they
was a
would
very
accept
key
it.
statement in what he was talking about.
It's basically a promissory note, which
Hi,
is kind
Perry.
of like a check. It's kind of like a check. What we used to call personal checks. That's all I got to say about that. And these guys know what I'm talking
Well,
about.
I mean, I figured, Perry.
That's the reason Blue spent time in the big house was check.
Oh, shush.
you
I
you
did
went,
What kind of big house are you talking about, Brad? Okay, that's very interesting. Red Oak. What state is that in?
it says United States of
It's a
America.
state of confusion.
Red Oak.
It
Is
says
that in?
national. It says
It's
national.
Red Oak, Iowa. Can't you read?
Oh, no, I can't. Sorry, not at this point.
I can't see that.
I see it now.
Right there at the bottom.
I see it now, Bradley.
Oh yeah, I couldn't see that at first. All I saw was the United States or the
Yes. That's national currency.
Gotcha.
I'm going to one up you, Robert.
Okay.
Is that Confederate or is that Confederate?
No,
I was going to say because it says the United States and
that's from the city of Bethel, Ohio,
That's what I see. I see that now. Yeah.
just outside of
Bethel.
Cincinnati.
okay.
That's near where Ulysses S. Grant was born and raised.
Born. Yep.
He was an interesting man.
And this is the scarcer one. This is the date back. They also have a plain back. And this is the scarcer denomination. It's a 20. They were made in sheets of 4, 3 10s, and a 20 to a sheet. So the 10s are 3 times as more common than the 20s.
That's weird. That's weird.
Isn't it?
Why would they do it like that, though?
Because people needed more smaller bills.
Smaller bills. So
And
they could
if
break
you
it
look
down.
very carefully up
Okay.
here is a serial number,
Yes.
and down here is a serial number, and they don't
Okay.
match.
They don't match, so they screwed that one
Yep.
up.
Wrong.
Well, it says 5627 though, right there.
This is the serial number for the notes issued on the First National Bank of Bethel.
Okay.
And
Okay, hon.
this up here is a national serial number.
A national. Okay, so there was 2 separate serial numbers.
That's right.
Record keeping must have been very difficult.
Yeah, I agree, Nick. I mean,
And then the signatures down here at the bottom are all signatures that are hand done by the bank president and cashier.
Wow.
The ones
Well-
up here, the federal ones are printed signatures.
well, like I
can't
said, Nick, they're
anything
like a
else.
promissory note. They're like a
Mhm.
promissory note. Yeah.
Right.
Cash
'Cause right at
was
the
like a
top, it says, see what it says? National currency. This note is secured by bonds of the United States and other securities.
Yeah.
So each bank would post bonds for
Right.
the notes. The federal government would make the notes for the bank based on how much they had deposited to guarantee the notes. And
Right.
then they gave them to issue to the customers in their area so that the customers would have more they would be more sure of the note because they could go down and see that the Bethel Bank was still open. But if the Bethel Bank closed, the bonds that were on deposit with the federal government, they would redeem the note then.
So
okay,
the
so
new
Brad, no, wait, let me ask Brad a question. So what did they deposit, Brad? What did they deposit to cover that note right
They
there?
bought federal with Specie. They bought federal securities.
So the numismaniac said, isn't it true they were hand cut? So it's very common to see the edges of the bills having different distances from the print. to the
Absolutely.
edge.
Robert, I think it's your time.
Yes, I see that. I didn't know you guys were having so much fun, but Nick, go ahead. Tell everybody
I
how
had
to
a
get a
fun
hold of you.
show, and yes, thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week, and bye.
Okay.
I'm all done.
I agree with Nick. Thanks for joining us. And I had so much fun. I always do with all you guys. And come back next week. We'll have more to talk about. And I would like to discuss take off from where we left off. Bye.
Well, B, we can't take off from where we left off because we're not going to be here next week. We're going to be in
Virginia Beach with
Virginia
class.
Beach at CAC. So next week will be all about CAC and grading. So save your questions, come up with some great questions, and we'll
That'll be
talk to
fun.
some interesting people next week.
That'll be great.
Thank you, everybody, for participating. I had a great time, and despite what everybody thinks, Nick really got me today. So thank you. Have a nice day, everyone. Bye.
Okay, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. Down in the description below is a list of the coins that we are going to have at tomorrow's sale. Hopefully, guys, say a little prayer for Joe Durbin. He's not here because
yes.
he had a problem with his vehicle. His truck, something about a bearing went out and his truck caught on fire.
Oh no.
Yada, yada, yada. I'm certain he is having a few pieces of problems. So I know he's working on getting his truck back today. That's why he could not join us. He was really, really worried, guys. He wanted to make it. And I told him to not even worry about it, to get his butt together and just get back to normal. So say a little prayer for him, guys. So you might see him tomorrow at 3. I don't know his schedule yet. So just be watching out. He may have a show tomorrow. I'm just not certain because I know he's got a lot of other things to do. So, okay, everybody, we will be here tomorrow, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you happen to be looking at coins, guys, between now and then, happy hunting. Good night, all.
Bye.